Sill-pan flashing is really important on a house. We all know that, and one of the things I like to have when I make my own sill-pan out of flexible flashing tape is a sloped sill-pan. Not a lot of sill-pans that are made commercially have those features. This one, in addition to being a sloped sill-pan, has an accordion effect with the ribs that are in there that make this adjustable so that we don't have to deal with the flexible flashing tape in the corner and then a straight piece of tape and another piece of flexible flashing tape. And this ends up being as cost effective or more cost effective than some of the other flashing tape systems. I'm going to let the inventor tell us a little bit more about it and what the material is that this is made out of that makes it so durable.
What it is it's actually a TPO product, half plastic, half rubber.
Yep.
So it gives us all the membranes for the joining, the melting of the product. But our best feature is we're one piece, no joints. It's the most important thing that I believe that's in with the sill, with the slope in the sill.
So if I want to get this, do I get it at a lumber yard or a lumber dealer, or how do I get it?
Well, actually what we're doing is we're selling direct. So we're starting off to sell direct, so you go onto our website, you follow up with we give you a quote, and it's however you like the quote or whatever.
So with the pan, because of the expansion, the way it can expand, what increments are generally your cutoff points before you go to a larger size?
Okay, well, so SillDry comes from 18 inches. Every 2 inches, every increment we cover.
So the 2 inches, like the increment, and
2 inches.
And that's where your expansion and contraction comes
exactly.
in.
SillDry actually expands between 5 and 6 inches. We only call for 2 inches because if you call for 5 to 6 inches, they go 10 inches.
Okay.
So what we do is it's only falling in between the applications or the windows where you have really weird increments. For where the most you'll ever be stretching SillDry is roughly around 1.5 inches.
So when I set my window down on these standoffs here, and I need to shim my window a little bit, where am I going to insert those shims?
What you'll actually do is you'll use a composite shim on top of our shims.
Okay.
So you will.
So the shims go right onto these standoffs.
Right on top.
So these are spaced roughly how far apart?
About between 13.5 and 15 inches.
Okay, so that same kind of rough 12 to 16 inches.
Yes.
Okay, so there's enough support for all the sills that we run
and
into.
for what we always ask people to do is if you take an extra 5 minutes to put a little bit of work into your sub-sill to level or tap up, then you're practically shimming as a thing of the past. It's already built in.
So where are we going to be doing our air seal and our water seal when we want to bond it to the window to
What's going to happen is you're going to have your air seal. The reason that we didn't do a 90 back dam, we done a 1/2 inch slope with a 1/4 inch raised dam. So we done a raised dam is because these shims actually set up a 1/16 of an inch.
Okay.
So we'll use a 3/16 of an inch backer rod and cock joint back here. This is dead man's land.
Gotcha. So in other words, because these ribs are up 3/16 of an inch, I'm forced to leave that space wide enough so I can fit the backer rod and then seal it.
Exactly.
So it's not too tight, which some guys will get down so close they can't get a good seal in there.
You got it.
Okay.
So therefore that leaves us a 1/4 of an inch cock joint along the back. Also another great feature with SillDry is 5, 10, 15 years down the line, you're going to put in a replacement window, cut off the flange, unclip the flange, put in the replacement window, everything's intact to set that replacement window back in again.
Okay.
Sits back on the shims, level. All you have to do is cut this back cock joint and then reinstall it again after.
That's pretty good. Well, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
No problem.